Welcome to the Gaming Rev, episode 4 of the Valheim series, where we look at skills and armour. Everything you do in Valheim gives you some sort of skill perk. It boosts the abilities you have. So as we look at it today, you're going to see that clubs, blocking, axes, unarmed combat, everything has its own skill, and you build that skill up every time you use it. What this means is that for some things you use less stamina to do them, you do more damage when you use that skill or that type of weapon. Now, some of the skills can only be built up actually using the skill itself in a specific way. So for instance, although you can build up your axe skill in combat with axes, cutting down wood is a totally separate skill. So you can only build up the wood cutting skill by cutting down trees. You can't build it up by using the axe on other things. It's not interchangeable. So although it might seem logical that hitting a goblin with an axe teaches you how to use an axe, it doesn't boost your wood cutting skill. As you've seen there, cutting down trees does. With other skills, the combat skills, you need to actually be using them in combat. But I'll show you a way around that in a minute. Skills such as running, swimming, jumping, they increase every time you use that skill. So my running skill has just gone up. So if we go into my little house, which I've set up as a training room, believe it or not. So we're going to look at the skills now, and we're going to look at the club skill, which is damage to clubs. And my skill's level 5 with no progress towards level 6 at the moment, which is the little orange bar. So I'm going to swing my club around for a bit. I'm going to try and hit the thin air and see what happens. Strangely enough, there's still no orange progress bar. Because I'm not hitting anything, I'm not improving the skill. So now I'm going to go and hit the rock instead. And there's my skill going up. Now, as you can see by the little numbers coming off in front of me, I'm doing 0 damage because, strangely enough, a rock is a lot tougher than my club. So I'm going to switch over to my spear now. And then my spear skill increases because I'm hitting something with it. Now you'll notice that as I'm hitting things, my stamina bar goes down. The reason I built the training hall is because inside you get a rested bonus and a comfort bonus, which increases the speed that your stamina rebuilds at. I think it's by up to 400%. So this means that I can train 4 times faster inside the house than outside. Again, training is the same with bows. Some cheap wooden arrows which you can craft quite easily, and just keep firing arrows at the stone. Make sure you don't hit your walls or floor because it will damage them and destroy them eventually. You want to be making sure you hit the stone. Now, using the bow does take up quite a bit of stamina, so this is one where building it up will take a bit of a time to recharge and reuse. The other 2 skills that seem to have problems with using a lot of stamina to build them up is running and swimming. Now once you've trained, remember that you're going to damage the items you're using, so you want to repair them. Now the next skill I'm going to look at is jumping. This improves the height you can jump, and you train it by jumping, as you can see now. You look a bit of a twit, but you jump up and down in the air, and eventually your skill increases. But again, there's a way around it, a way to speed it up. You'll see I've got a board placed, a flooring section above head height. Now it's very important, if you look when I put the build tool on, it locks into place slightly below where I've put that one. That's not where we want it. So you want to press the shift key and then move it up slightly so it's just above that point. Put it in place, and then when you go underneath it and start jumping, you hit your head off the top and you jump a lot quicker. So rather than taking 10-15 seconds to level up, it might take 4 or 5. Again, when you're training, your food bar you want to keep as full as possible. If you can, you want to have 3 types of meat. You want the neck, tail, the cooked meat, and cooked fish if you can get it. We'll come back to that later. If not, strawberries, blueberries, mushrooms, something like that as the 3rd slot. Running again, if you press the Q key on the keyboard for PC users, that's auto move forward, and then press the shift key, press and hold the shift key, and that will make you run, and it'll drain your stamina bar. When you get towards the bottom, you let go. Now I'm feeling cold, so I'm away from the fireplace, which will affect my stamina recovery, so I'm going to move back over towards the fire. Oh yeah, and I've got the resting bonus back. So again, just keep wearing down that stamina bar, and eventually your run skill will improve. Now the reason, although this is sort of cheating, is that it's important, is because the creatures you'll meet in the meadows area aren't that tough. You've got necks, boars, deer, and the greylings. But when you move into the next area, which is the Black Forest, the creatures there are a lot tougher, there's a lot more variety, and I'm sorry to say this, you will want to be able to dish out some decent damage when you hit them, because, you know, it is a them or you situation. So as you can see, although my run skill hasn't gone up, the orange bar underneath it has improved. Now one thing again, another good reason not to die when you're fighting these things is that when you die you lose some of your skills. Now it's night time in a minute, I'm not going to go hunting for anybody, so I'm going to go and go to bed, and then we'll wake up in a little bit. There we are. Now as you can see, it's misty inside the hut. That's not smoke from the fire, that is, it is misty outside. So I'm going to go and wait for the fog to go away, because there's no point filming something if you can't see me attacking it. So we're going to wander off now, and I'm going to try and find somebody to attack me. You'll notice I've taken my armour off, I've got no weapon, no shield attached, and I think I can see a greyling over in the corner. Yep, there we are. Okay. So he's going to come and attack me. Now as you can see, with no armour on, he's hitting me for 3.5, 4.5, 5 points of damage each time. Not a lot, but it's enough to be annoying. If I put my armour on, which is leather armour, it's the next step up from the starting armour, he's doing 1 to 1.5 points damage. If I equip my shield, it blocks all the damage that he's doing. Now, for the starting monsters, greylings, grey dwarfs, and some of the skeletons, the simple wooden shield will block all of that damage. It won't wear away your armour, it won't hurt you, so you want to be looking at using your shield. That's it for today. Thanks for your time. Good luck, and see you in the next video.